Hi, Soul Fam. This is the energy forecast for this explosive week. We have a new moon in Aries on Sunday and we're ramping up for it. So, if you remember, Aries is ruled by Mars, which is the god of war, ambition, drive, sex, all that stuff. So, it's a very, very intense, fiery energy. So, for those of us that are sensitive, if you're a Cancer, anything, sun, moon, or rising, you are feeling this, guys, because you feel the new moon energies and you feel the full moon energies just like I do. And so really, really intense, because you have the new moon in Aries coming up on Sunday, which is squaring. Pluto is in Capricorn, squaring the new moon, and squaring Venus in Aries on the exact day, which is Sunday. So you have so much explosive energy. Well, let's break that down. So Aries, we already talked about how explosive Aries is. And Pluto is it's the planet of death and transformation and intensity, right? And it's in Capricorn. Capricorn is all about restriction, limitation, fear, the status quo, right? So you have the transformation planet, in a very stern planet, right? The kind of like the old guard, right? And so if you're trying to do some transformation and really move into your new life, since this is the first moon after the spring equinox, right? And in the first sign of the zodiac, which is Aries. So we have like such a powerful moon because we have the sun exalted in Aries. Again, so fire, drive, war, conflict, right? And then you have transformation, and rebirth, stuck in a planet that likes the old way, the old guard, the status quo, which is Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, limitation, fear. Okay, so it's like you're trying to create this new momentum for your new life, but you're stuck in the Capricorn and Pluto, right? So it's a very explosive energy, guys. And then you have that squaring Venus in Aries. So Venus is in Aries, which again, the action planet. Venus is all about resources and beauty and harmony and balance, right? And so that's all squaring each other, right? And to top things off, remember the energy that we had about a week or two ago where we talked about Mercury being in Pisces and to its detriment, it doesn't like to be there. But we also have Mars on Friday squaring Neptune. So if you recall, Mars is in Gemini and Neptune's in Pisces, and Mercury's Mercury is also in Pisces, which it doesn't like to be in. That's why our communication's been wonky. So we're making that switch. But on Friday, we're going to have a revisitation of that confusion, violence energy that we had about 7 to 10 days ago, right? So all in all, stay home and don't go outside. No, just kidding. But yesterday specifically, I lost my shit because of that sun exalted in Aries. And I'm telling you what, there was such a drive inside of me because I'm in the process of manifesting something new. I'm sure you guys all are, because that's what the energy is inviting us to do. And that thing fell through. And so this energy is really about kind of like letting go of how you think things should go or how you think things should look like. Like last week, I asked you guys about your happiness formula and what life is going to look like and what your relationships are going to look like. Having said that, just because you have something in mind or you imagine something, there's a huge detriment to being fixed on the outcome. And anyone that works with me with one-on-one coaching knows that, is that you don't want to be attached to the outcome, okay? Because that could be your biggest, weakest link. Because if you're attached to an outcome and it doesn't go your way, that brings suffering. And suffering is optional, my friends. I was in a world of suffering yesterday because I had imagined this thing in my mind playing out a certain way and it kind of fell apart. And then my inner warrior came out and I was like, oh, hell no. And then I just, and this energy, we have this momentum, we have this drive with Aries, with the sun exalted in Aries. We have, so much energy with the new moon building up that we're just like single pointed focus and obsession. And we are so driven to achieve our goals and achieve our ambition. Now, that's not a bad thing. However, if you're stuck on your idea of how things should go, that's ego, my friends. So I had to learn real quick yesterday when things fell apart I cried, I screamed, I got really pissed, I got really angry. And so this energy has intensity, has anger, has sadness, because it is triggering. You still have Chiron in play, which is the wounded healer. So you're still triggering your wounds from the past, right? Whether it's things not going your way, you're not having financial freedom, or people letting you down, or the systems being too rigid and the systems needing to be revamped because they're too black and white, or whatever, not supporting you, or you don't have enough resources, or people not investing you or supporting you, or other people not helping you along the way, whatever it is. The old wounds are coming up, my friends, and you're gonna have to learn how to, through your will, through pushing through the momentum you have this week, how are you gonna forge this new path ahead if things have fallen apart, if things didn't go your way, if things are not the way that you imagine. And that is your challenge this week, okay? Is not to give up, to stay hopeful, but to know that you might arrive at the outcome, but it might not be the way that you think it is, or at what cost, right? Like if you arriving at your outcome means you have to sacrifice people or overstep their boundaries, or step on other people to get your way, you have to kind of step back and like rethink, like, is this worth it? Or is this the way that it's going to happen? Or do I have to come up with a miracle? Or do I have to rethink this whole process? Or, is this really meant for me? Or do I have to just relax and surrender and let this process unfold as it does and not have attachment to the outcome, right? So lots going on this week, guys. So intense. This is probably like one of the worst weeks for me. So hit me up in the comments and let me know how you're feeling. But just intensity, anger. Just be mindful of your communication with your team members or your partner or your superiors or other people that you have to deal with, because that Aries intense energy is just going to get you, And so I highly encourage you to to think about what it is that you're trying to birth, because we are coming into Aries in the new moon, which is in the first sign of the zodiac, which is all about new beginnings. So I know it hasn't been easy. 2020 was a total shit show. And 2021 is not that much easier. We're being challenged in every direction. Our past wounding's coming up. We're being asked to be creative about our finances or our home buying or our businesses, or, gosh, if you own your own business and you're trying to buy a house, good luck, because they are they're scrutinizing the shit out of everyone. So there's just, the system is broken. The finance system is totally broken. They went from being loosey-goosey to being so strict that they're not investing in anyone that's not a perfect credit score or works for a company or has guaranteed income, because it's a risk. So we just live in a very messy, imperfect world, and the financing system and the lending system and the banking system and the mortgage system lives in a black and white world, which does not work because the human element is there. The human experience is messy, and they just do not account for that, guys. So we have so many systems, which is really Saturn and it's really Capricorn, that are strict and restrictive and limiting and unfair, and just fear-based and limitation, and they are like so risk-averse, and they're not creative at all. And so I really do feel like we're on the verge of a banking mortgage revolution, and especially like with quantum banking and the finance system needs complete overhaul and revamping because it doesn't meet human needs, right? So I think right now, and especially the housing market is so competitive, and people are outbidding each other and like waiving inspections and doing crazy ass shit. So guys, hang in there. It's such a turbulent, intense world that we're living in. The politics is heating up with T, starting to speak out, and JB, so DT and JB, I don't think it's over. I think things are still coming to the surface about the elections. Now they've moved up the dates for us having, as adults, being eligible for the V. Moved it up to April 19th. I mean, some of us have still not got our stimulus checks. So it's a mess out there, guys. It's not easy, but we signed up for this messy human experience. It's going to be intense out there. You guys are warriors of light, so do not give up. So like I said, don't try to get your way at every cost or any cost and stepping over people, but try to be creative and see if you can still salvage the things, the deals or the goals or the things that you want. And if it doesn't fall, and if it falls through, guess what? Everything happens for a reason, and just trust me on this one. Sometimes you not getting your way is your guides showing you the highest possible soul growth. And I know there's certain lessons that I'm working with, which is to be more patient. So whatever things that you need to work on, like, if patience is going to make you a better human, then that's exactly what the guides are going to give you as far as situations. Because your outside world reflects your inner world, and nothing happens by accident, and everyone's here to play a role for you. And if not getting your way is really beneficial to your soul growth, then you're not going to get your way, and it's going to suck, and it's going to hurt, and you're going to cry, and you're going to scream, and guess what? You're going to be okay, you're going to learn the lesson, you're going to move on, and you're fully capable of co-creating your reality in every now moment, even if it takes, longer, and even if your timeline is going to take a few years to get. Time, according to quantum theory, does not exist. So you are in the process of becoming. So I invite you not to give up. If you got knocked down like I did yesterday, just get back up and keep fighting for what you believe in. Keep fighting for your dreams. Keep fighting for your goals, because guess what? Spirit and God of your understanding does not give you a dream in your heart unless you have the tools and the grace to pull it off. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be in your mind. And just remember that if it's in your mind, it's already done. You just have to match to the frequency. You just have to clear any blocks that are preventing you, heal any wounds, and just know that you'll get there. It might not look the way that you think it will, but you will get there, my friends. And it'll probably be even better, because the universe always has your back. And so do I. I love you guys. If you're interested in sharing this content with your friends and family and following, please do. If you're interested in scheduling a free breakthrough session with me to find out about my programs, like the one-on-one spiritual coaching, and the online digital course, the LRT, that is life-changing, let me know about that. Or if you're interested in a one-off astrocartography reading to know where to travel to or relocate, I'm your girl, Rena with InsideJobHealing.com. Love you guys.